Hey, leeching the body always works. Everybody, welcome to everybody to the N Word for Nerd podcast. What a heck of a way to start the show, but it is our 20th show, so we had to
Ooh,
start it with something
20.
special. I know by telling
We're
you
almost old
about
enough to drink.
right, bleaching the system heals all things. But we have a great show for you guys, and I'm glad you guys are here with us because where else is there really? Where else would you rather want to be than us? Hanging out here talking geek nerd stuff, arguing about stuff that really does not matter in life, but matters to us because it is our lives. Other than starting off with that, what's going on?
Because the world
Jason
sucks. That's what the world sucks. It does matter because everything that's real sucks.
Very true.
The world's
Very
on
true.
fire. We're all dying slowly. It sucks. Hey, have a good day. It's a nice day today.
Positive. There you go. You end on a positive note. That's what you're supposed to do. Was that the sandwich method there? You started off with some positivity, you gave some negativity, and ended on positivity.
Yeah, it's a shit sandwich. That's management 101.
Well, in that case, welcome to the show. Jason number 8, Duke of all nerds. How's it been going, man?
It's good. It's good.
There we go. There we go.
I'm convinced.
End with that positivity. The ish sandwich ended with positivity. Jaron, welcome to the show again, because I have to keep making sure that you're employed here every single week. So
I appreciate
it's a thing I do. It's like when they go, "Hey, where's your diversity hire?" I go, "Oh shit, him, that guy."
Affirmative Action Network people.
Right. So,
there were so many other
He's got
candidates that were better, but we just
so many, but none of them. But they all, their melanin count was too high.
It's like, oh, we can't hire another one.
I know.
That's the thing in Star Wars, right? That's I got that right.
Yes, the melanin count, sure. The M count. Yep.
That's why Sam Jackson was the best Jedi. Because he had the highest melanin count.
Yo, motherfucker, can you make that shit purple? Cool.
So I can stand out in my action scenes. Jared, what's going on, man? How you been?
Good. Thanks. Being unemployed for as long as I have. Thanks for employing me. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Diversity hire.
We pay him zero money on 0 hours, or a lot of hours. Zero money.
That's fair.
Go ahead and talk a little bit about Rick and Morty. We had recently just the series finale, but the season finale of season 5 is wrapped up. And I mean, I guess spoiler free review, it's Rick and Morty. If you're watching it, you're not. But I feel like this ending, a lot has changed. So I'll kind of jump right into it, and I'll kind of dish it on out to you guys. Finally, Dan Harmon changed the rules of the game. Finally, and I think we had this conversation before when we were doing the check-ins, that it was getting bothersome for me that he was leaving so many threads just dangling out there, nothing being completed, nothing being wrapped up. I was pleased to say that he finally took some threads and tied a knot or connected and was like, "Hey, Jason, I saw your criticism. Shut the fuck up now. You're happy."
Harmon definitely watches the show.
Yeah, 100%. He was like, "Those motherfuckers don't understand art." But he started clipping some stuff together, and I was like, "Finally, we're getting some answers." And some of the answers I didn't really want to care about. I didn't care about Rick's backstory. That wasn't one of the things I cared about. But we do get Evil Morty. I love that Evil Morty is pretending to be Evil Morty, and they had no apprehensions that he wasn't Evil Morty. I thought that was fun and very Rick and Morty-like. I think the whole concept of they basically the Council of Rick created a universe or multiverse that literally allowed them to always be the smartest man on the planet or on the universe was a brilliant concept, because it is always that question why we don't ever see like stupid dumb Ricks. And every time we saw stupid dumb Rick, he was in a stupid dumb planet or universe that made up for it. That was a beautiful thing to realize, they made this Council of Ricks to basically protect their intelligent hoods of being the smartest guys on the planet. And it's a lot about this that I was like, okay, I guess Dan Harmon kicked me in the nuts here, and I got to stop complaining. He knows what he's doing. He's not going to do it. He's not going to pull a Lost on us and go, they were in purgatory the whole time. He actually probably has a vision that he's executing, and I just got to relax and enjoy the fact that we have a show on TV that's heavy sci-fi, heavy into satire and sarcasm, and very intelligently written. I should be enjoying that more than worrying about the fact that do they have a plan. So now from this final, I'm like, okay, I'm going to back up and just start enjoying this and stop being like a hater because I feel like he's just dangling us along to be at the end to be like, nothing really matters at
They've
all.
only
Like,
planned
but I
5
feel
seasons.
like
The rest of it.
right. Oh, it probably will be. Now he's going to watch his review and go, I got him now. Nothing matters. So, Jason, what are your thoughts on Rick and Morty's season 5?
Like sometimes, they really do some brilliant stuff with this show. And I think the conversation or the like kind of the overall narrative of the show is a critique on like episodic TV versus serialized TV.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that sort of Rick kind of wants to be episodic and he wants to be like, there's no rhyme or reason why I do this. I don't want to grow as a person. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to just have adventures and have fun. And then for us as, sophisticated TV media watchers, we want the, serialization. We want the character growth and all the smart TV stuff. And this is kind of like a reason like to say, hey, here's a little bit of both. Here's, episodes that just are one-offs for fun, but here's like the reason behind it. It's because Rick is a broken human being who's lost pretty much everything he cared about. So he doesn't want to think about, growing and changing and stuff like that because everything he has done has been so horrible that self-reflection is not on the books. So I enjoyed this season finale. I thought it was really cool. I'm excited to see where this goes, where Evil Morty goes. If they ever pick up Evil Morty ever again, they're probably not. They're probably like, that was it, and back to wacky adventures of giant jizz balls and shit. So yeah, I think it's really cool, and I also think it's sort of kind of like anti the fan theorist sort of things. People were thinking like, oh, this is like this reason this season was so awkward is because it's like the origin of Evil Morty or whatever. But it's just like, no, this is awkward because the characters in it don't feel like changing. They don't feel like doing things differently. And you can say whatever you want about Dan Harmon as a person, but
love that guy.
I mean, I like him because he's self-reflective and he can take, criticism well, and he realizes when he does something wrong and tries to actually do better. But, also he can be a dick. So
I love the show that he puts on at Nerd Melt every week or whatever. It's great. His podcast, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. But this, I mean, I feel like this is kind of like a big like commentary on the whole, fandom, on everything. Just like sit down, relax, watch this show, think about it. But this is not someone you want to idolize. It's not someone you want to hero worship. The whole entire family are being used and manipulated by a narcissistic asshole, and that's not good. And Rick and Morty pretty much says it. This whole thing is fucked up because of him, and this is not even that.
His ability to rub off on the people to make them bad or worse people.
Yeah,
is a thing that is acknowledged all the time too. Morty wasn't this guy before Rick. Summer, especially Summer, has become.
Summer is getting way worse because of Rick, because of wanting to have Rick's approval. So I think it's
as Morty becomes more and more disenfranchised with Rick, Summer's been taking up the mantle. Yeah,
of being more and more like Rick, and even Beth gets to be more and more like Rick, just to So I love this.
Jerry's still Jerry though.
Yeah, Jerry is always going to be Jerry. He's not gonna. He does not have the capacity to change, which is the problem.
Well, but even Jerry's changed a bit. But I think because Jerry's aloofness, he can never be a bad person. Because I mean, Jerry wasn't with all this shit. Now he understands that when Rick says the rules of the game, kind of follow the rules of the game a bit. Where in previous seasons he would push back against it and be like, "No, I'm not doing that." And then now he's like, "Yeah, you didn't know he controls the police." Like he's kind of figured it out now.
He pushes back, and then he's like, "Oh, they told me. Now I'm a part of the joke too."
Right.
That was a great line when he called the police too, where he's like, "I'm white.
What is it?
I don't know what that matters."
Right. Police all show up.
Yeah.
Jerry, your thoughts on Rick and Morty season 5?
This season's been a lot of fun so far. I have not watched the finale yet, so
we just ruined it for you.
That's fine. I'm sure I'll enjoy it you guys spoke in broad generalities a lot of the ways, more about the emotion behind stuff. So I don't know. I'm sure I'm still going to enjoy it regardless. But the episode with the turkeys was fantastic. Looking back at it, the ball sack one was less awesome. And I don't know. Yeah, this season it has been. There has been an energy or a tonal shift a little bit, but I think that that this is kind of the direction that it's always been going. Like in the very first season, when he tries to kill himself in the garage after the planet that he used to fuck left him. Like, you got that really sad song that I immediately downloaded on iTunes and is in my playlist. It's a phenomenal song, and it was a really in an otherwise kind of, at that point, up until that point, had been kind of like purely fun and jokey, and then you get to that point and you see like this underlying darkness, just a peak, but just enough. And you're like, okay, I mean, there's a direction that is being traveled here. And it's honestly, knowing Dan Harmon and knowing his history with alcohol abuse and everything like that, like, it might be him almost in a way kind of telling his own story, not to get super meta about it, but I think maybe somewhere he might, and I could be completely off base with this, he might be exercising some of his demons.
You're talking about the guy who's always super meta being super meta. Come on.
Yeah,
it's definitely it's definitely a autobiographical, I don't even know how to say that word, kind of story.
Yeah, he might, and it might be a thing where he didn't engineer himself to be the smartest person in the room, but he always perceived himself as the smartest person in the room and was an asshole as a result. So, you know, there might be things that you're right. He is incredibly meta. One of the greatest things he ever did was in Community. They throughout the third season, it was first or second or third season. Oh no, it was in the third season.
One of the seasons.
Yeah, they had said when the show started, up until that point, they had said the word Beetlejuice 3 times, and it happened to be on a Halloween episode when they said it the third time in the series. And then at that point, somebody wearing a Beetlejuice costume walked through the background. Fucking amazing. But yeah. So I look forward to finishing up this season, and I look forward to, like, how much they sign him for, like 3 more seasons or something like that.
No, for like 10. It's something.
Oh yeah, it was
it's too much, honestly.
Yeah,
it's like
it's the kind of thing,
episodes. It's weird.
It's the kind of thing that's going to take his kind of creative energy and might possibly cause him to self-destruct or implode on himself.
Yep.
So, I think he thrives in adverse conditions. So
also,
I'd be surprised if he doesn't die in the next 5 years.
Yes, I know Jaren hasn't watched it, but man, shout out to the anime. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh, the fucking Raven shit.
Anime. Yes.
He's like, you turned into an anime. Yes, that shit was badass.
Yeah, but it's nothing like about the finale. But even going as a season as a whole, like, the season was not as uneven as season 4. I thought it was a lot better. I think we mentioned I felt like it was a return to form for it. I think some of the issues, with you, JC, you kind of didn't fail. Like you said, I think one of the episodes, maybe the sperm episode, jumped the shark for you. Where I think if they're willing to push it this far with an incest baby, no telling how far he'll go. Like, there's no telling at this point how far he go. And I love that the incest baby's name was Naruto. Shout out to that.
I love baby Naruto. I've been secretly going to Mars to raise my baby, my incest.
Right. So
it is incest baby.
It is something to be said about his work. We talked about Rick and the complexities of Rick. I think one of the bigger complexities of Rick as well is like Jason said, he's a bad guy, but he's also just a tragic character. Yeah. And his only real big outlet, or what I've been talking about, is him being the smartest man. If he loses his ability to be the smartest man, he has nothing left. No. So it's almost a situation where his narcissism needs to exist for him to be able to exist, because if he stops being a narcissist, he literally has lost everything and has no meaning. but which he tries to tell everybody who has meaning that life has any meaning so that they can follow him, because in that case, if life has no meaning, he's basically a god in that point. And this family, like you said about all the corruption and all that, it literally is his way of almost playing God, because, yeah, like you said, I just want to go around and have adventures because nothing really matters. And the only way you guys could do this and really live is if you roll with me and you kick it with me. And if you don't do that, your life is no meaning because life has no meaning. Like, it's almost like a cycle of, like, I guess I can't what it's called, where the snake bites its tail. It's a cycle of, like, he needs this. Yes, he needs this to be able to survive. But what's keeping him alive is basically killing him at the same time. Right. So it's always a fascinating look at the character, and then going with the whole thing of how Ricks have treated Mortys to kind of protect themselves and all that goes to another further thing that of like he needs some kind of worship, and the Mortys are the worship, even though they try to code it as, oh, their intelligence hides his mass intelligence. No, it's because he needs a worship. He needs something to worship, and the most threatening thing always to all the Ricks were fucking a Morty with a brain, and we saw what happened when the Morty got a brain. He fucking destroyed a bunch of shit. So,
yeah,
destroys everything.
Dude, yeah, and how quickly he's able to call up Summer to the majors when he sees his Morty slipping a bit. Like he replaced that worship. That position is, while the position itself is important, the person occupying it is not, as far as he's concerned, because again, he's a broken person. So yeah,
and they definitely hammer into that in this last episode with this reel of who I can replace Morty with, and then the point where he actually does learn empathy
right
his sidekicks, but it's still all about worshiping of himself. So it's good stuff. Also, good character development.
Something that you mentioned too, and I think I'll open it up to you guys and what's your thoughts on this one. And something you mentioned too, like Jason, when you mentioned heavily about a couple episodes ago, the reveal of like Beth dying and you can't bring her back. And then we fast forward now till we kind of get the backstory and see it. But both times it's completely such a subtle underplay.
Yeah.
Like you give us that backstory reveal, but we know it's massive, crazy stuff going on in the real world. So we can't even really settle into that reveal and explore the meaning. Like when you talk about the masterful writing of Dan Harmon, that is some of it right there. Like each time they're giving us these reveals, we can't even really jump in there and pry it open and really live in that moment, because just like Rick, just like Rick, he wants to move on to the next thing, and it's brilliant, but it's also it's just like, now I have to fucking watch season 6 now. Like you hooked me, and you gave me enough now to keep me coming back, and so it's like I need my fix.
Spoiler alert to Jaren, they put 2 things in this last episode that can hook us on for further seasons. One with being the evil Morty and his final triumphant, but also the Rick that killed his Beth and Diane. He never has gotten revenged on. He has done all this killing, all this stuff, has never found that dude, Rick. And they just dropped that, like, here you go. This is a 10-second montage. You know,
go F yourself, Jason.
Don't even worry about it, Morty. Why are you looking at it, Morty?
Right. Absolutely. But any final thoughts, Jason, on Rick and Morty season 5? Do you still stand by Jump the Shark? Are you ready to bring that back yet? Or are you going to stand with that?
I was being too harsh. I'm sorry, Rick and Morty. Please love me again, Rick. I will be your sidekick.
you can apologize directly to Dan Harmon. He watches the show, remember?
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan. Clearly you watch the show. I'm so sorry that I doubted you in your direction. And Justin, too. I don't want to forget your part of this as well.
Oh,
yes. All right. Jaren, any thoughts on, like, we haven't seen the last 2 episodes, but from up to this point, any thoughts on season 5?
No, I just I'm excited for the finale, and I'll check back with you guys. Maybe not on the show, but I'll check back with you guys when I get through it. So.
All right, and I guess my final thoughts are: yes, I will not doubt Dan Harmon anymore. I'm just going to shut my trap and just let him give me what he's going to give me, and be happy that things like this and programming like this are on TV, because it was an era where we had none of this kind of cool stuff. So I'm just going to enjoy it and just be like, in Dan Harmon we trust. Unless he gets like another divorce or something crazy, and then he starts getting crazy with it, then I'm gonna call his ass out again. You hear that, Dan? I'm gonna call you out again. All right.
Morty. Well,
Oh, jeez.
Guys, we did it again. And we call that another one. We have completed another episode of the N-Word for Nerd podcast, and this was episode 20. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that. I didn't mention it at the top, but I'll mention it here at the bottom. If you remember or if you like what you heard and enjoyed us commenting, please remember to like, share, subscribe at Headcanon Circus on YouTube, Facebook, all DSPs, which are digital service providers, which are for listening with podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, Anchor FM, and also comment. We did get a comment from Star Wars Talks about our Bad Batch review, and he liked Bad Batch, and he wanted us to follow him, and we followed him. So hopefully when we get another Star Wars topic, we will bring him on. I even pitched to Jaren that maybe we'll have a Trek versus Wars better off one day.
Oh, don't do
so
that.
we'll
gonna kill me inside.
Oh, I know. We're gonna make you judge it too. I'm gonna bring him on and then bring Jaren on. I'm gonna have you judge it, and I just referee it. That's all.
I love them
but
both.
Other than that, right? But going to that, if you guys comment, we will sometimes we're going to read your comments on the show sometimes and invite you on to hang out with us and have conversations, because this is the show of the people. This is the people's show. It was made by the people. It's for the people. Power to the people. Yes, thank you, Jaren. There you go.
Kind of forever.
Right. I realize, you know who Jaren is on this show? He is, remember the white dude on Undercover Brother, Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris, when he was a diversity hire for them? Jaren's our, he's our Barney Stinson, Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick
Jim
Harris.
Carrey to our In Living Color.
That is better. That means he'll be the biggest star.
I like that one.
But that means he'll be the biggest star at all of us then.
Fire Marshal Bill. Give it to me.
I mean, I feel like the Waynes as a whole are really good. So, but fair. Jim Carrey,
but they weren't putting up Jim Carrey numbers though.
Yeah,
I mean, Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
Jim Carrey.
I'm gonna give you Sucker. Still one of the best comedies of all time.
Facts, 100% facts. And I'm battling anybody who says otherwise. All right, Jaren, did you find closing words for everybody on for the N-Word for Nerd podcast?
Give some love for Cable Guy. Just kidding.
You're right. I should have included it.
This was awesome. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week.
All right, Jason, any final words?
Be kind. Tip your servers 20% or more.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will see you all next week.